And welcome, sports fans, to today's roundtable. And we got a lot to get to today. We've got Josh Dowdy that's going to be in with us as a guest here momentarily. And he's the Dexter boys basketball coach coming off a victory last night that we're going to talk about and their season so far. And a lot of basketball to talk about from last night, also from earlier in the week. And we've got Stoddard County tournament seeds that we're going to get to a little later on as well. That's going to be taking place in a few weeks in the Stoddard County Activity Association tournament in Bloomfield, and state rankings for the state of Missouri as well, and a whole lot more to get to for this roundtable. And glad you joined us as always right here on Channel 21 on your New Wave Cable and SemoSportsZone.com. And first we'll start off with game last night and highlight of that game, Dexter and Bernie. Dexter coming away with that victory over Bernie 66-54. And we're going to take a look at that highlight from that game last night. And we start off here with the first four baskets of the game. First a three from Bernie, an answer to three by Dexter. And again, a three-pointer on the left side for Bernie. And here's Scott Chesser. Or actually, that was Jacob Pettigo knocking down the three. 4 straight threes to open up this game. And here, Dexter forcing a turnover in the backcourt, getting some easy baskets off some turnovers here. And a nice dribbling by Devin Trammell, hitting Matt Vernon in the three. In the corner for the three. And now here another steal. Jacob Pettigo with that steal. And he goes all the way for the score. And here right before halftime, 1 second left, an inbound to Jason Gerald, getting that basket to go right before the half. And now into the third, Matt Vernon with a nice drive. And just moments later, another nice drive by Vernon going to the hoop. And here, Josh Gerald, a nice drive to the basket up with the left hand, getting it to go. And here to start the fourth quarter, a quick inbound to Ethan Flowers in the corner, knocking down the three to tie it at 39. And Ethan Flowers come up big late for the Bearcats. Here, Logan Wood, the reserve guard for the Mules, knocking down the three as Brandon Sparks went out of the game, fouling out. And now here, Ethan Flowers coming up big with a big basket. Noah Crunk following up with a basket along the left wing. And here, Bernie having to extend their pressure, trying to force a turnover, finding Jacob Pettigo for the easy two, and Dexter pulling away late, 66-54 for that game last night. So a really nice game last night between those two, and we're going to be along with Josh Dowdy here momentarily to talk about that game from last night. So always a good game between those two schools, Dexter and Bernie, and last night was no different. It was a tight game throughout. Dexter pulled away late for that 12-point lead, but it was a nip-and-tuck game all the way, back and forth. A lot of lead changes in that game, and Dexter made the plays late. They knocked down, I think they shot over 90% from the free throw line, knocked down some free throws, and come away with that victory last night in Bernie. And here are the last three matchups they've had last night, last year and the year before. The road teams won. Dexter won at Bernie this year. Last year, Bernie won at Dexter. And 2 years ago, Dexter won at Bernie. So they've exchanged road wins the last few series they've had between those two schools. So always a treat to watch those two teams go at it each year. And we were beneficial enough to bring that to you right here on YHC last night. And we're going to take a quick break and be back with Josh Dowdy. He's going to be along with us to talk about that win last night and also his season going forward and playing in that Stoddard County tournament coming up.
Still using a dial-up modem to connect to the internet? You're not getting half the picture. With New Wave high-speed internet, you get blazing speeds, up to 50 times faster. Enjoy full-motion movies, digital music, interactive games. All your downloads are downright fast. No extra phone lines or busy signals. Hook up to the always connected high-speed cable modem. Call New Wave now and start enjoying the internet at blazing speed.
get in the grind in the middle of it. We're in the middle of the race, and I'm just excited. I'm proud of the kids for hanging in there. I mean, it's tough to take those punches early on, but at the same time, we're going to have to just elevate our game to get to the level to compete with those Steamboat Conference schools. We just can't make excuses for it. And I don't know if it's just extra morning shooting. I don't know if it's more work in the summer. But, you don't want to burn them out. But at the same time, we've got to find a way to compete. We just can't make excuses. But I will say this particular group, their attitude's been great. It helps me come to practice and coach them every day. And I believe we're headed in the right direction. It's nice to see that. I just can't tell you the leadership that Noah showed last night. I think it's going to help our program moving forward. Just the grit and the grind. I mean, after that game last night, he said, "This is not going to be this better not be the highlight of our season." And with that kind of attitude, we might be able to knock off a Steamboat Conference school.
Yeah, and it's we talk about the Stoddard County being deep. The Steamboat Conference has been probably as deep as it's ever been. Probably 6-7 teams deep. Could beat up on each other. So
it is. I mean, Poplar Bluff came in there, that Steamboat Conference tournament. They're a 6 or 7 seed, and they win the thing. So that's pretty tough.
They played the title game, and New Madrid won.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's correct. Yeah, they knocked off the number 1 seed, New Madrid. I apologize. Yes, that's right.
So very, very tough conference, and you've got a couple more of those games coming up. I think you got New Madrid coming up this week.
One game at a time, Tyler. One game at a time. Yeah, we have Puxico Tuesday at home, and then we play New Madrid. Yes.
Yeah. So.
It should be good preparation for the Stoddard County tournament Friday night.
Yeah, so that's one thing. You come into that Christmas tournament, even the county tournament. You've seen as tough of teams as you're going to see before going into those, and I know
it's just trying to keep their spirit up. Yeah, the process is the goal. So
that's the way it's been for the Bearcats. The last however many years they've been in the conference, and the way as tough as the conference has been is, you take those losses early on, but then you try to say, okay, guys, it's going to get better.
Right.
This isn't.
It's kind of a tough sell,
Yeah, I can imagine. So.
but they've handled it well. They really have. I'm happy for them for that.
You get the kid. You get the kids like Noah Crunk, some of those upperclassmen that have been through it, and they know what to expect. So
it helps.
You try to instill them to sell it to the other kids that hey, we get through this grind, and it's going to be all right.
That's right.
Yeah. So. A lot to look forward to coming up. The Stoddard County tournament coming up, and was that just a few weeks coming up at the end of the month?
You talking about the tournament?
Yeah, the Stoddard County tournament.
We have a game. We have Puxico and New Madrid next week, and the following week's the county tournament.
Yeah, so it's the end of this month, getting underway with the Stoddard County tournament in Bloomfield this year. In Bloomfield, we're going to cover the final night, all 4 games of that county tournament in Bloomfield this year. So it's going to be a fun tournament to watch, see how it all plays out. And Josh, anything else you'd like to tell the viewers out there about your squad so far this year? Anything coming up?
Well, I just want to thank you, really, for just covering our area sports. The coaches appreciate it. I know the parents do. And just what the service you guys do for our athletes and coaches and all area sports is. On behalf of those guys, we appreciate it.
I appreciate that, and we have fun with it. And
good.
It's a long season, but still, it's fun.
It's a grind for you too.
It's a grind for me too.
Good deal. We do appreciate it, Tyler.
But I appreciate the kind words, and we'll be looking forward to the rest of the way. It's always fun, and a lot of basketball yet. It's it seems like we're in the grind here, but it's only about halfway through.
That's right. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah. So, Josh, we wish you the best of luck going forward.
Thank you.
We'll look forward to everything going forward, and we'll be certainly looking forward to that Stoddard County tournament. It's going to be a good one this year. So we'll be looking forward to seeing you down the road.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. And we're going to take a break and get back to our other things we got to talk about coming up.
Deposit your check here or here or even there. Deposit your check wherever you are with First Midwest Bank's new mobile deposit. Just tap, snap, deposit. It's that simple. New mobile deposit from First Midwest Bank, serving the communities we call home.
Always on the go? Take the best in TV entertainment with you with New Wave to Go. Now you can enjoy your home television service everywhere, anytime on your laptop, tablet, or smartphone. Watch your favorite channels and sporting events live via the internet. Even access your home DVR to enjoy your recorded shows and movies or to set up future recordings. Prices start at just $12.99 a month. So call us today and ask about New Wave to Go. Another innovative service brought to you by New Wave, your local communications experts.
And welcome back, and now we're going to take a look at some games from last night. Busy night in high school basketball, and we'll take a look at some of the games that took place last night. Of course, we talked about Dexter and Bernie. Dexter got that win 66-54 over the Bernie Mules, and certainly a good one. You can catch that replay today, and that'll be at noon and 6:30 today on Saturday, and we've got for Sunday. You can catch it Sunday at 4 as well. So look forward to those games this weekend, or that game this weekend, Saturday and Sunday for the replay. And we'll get that uploaded to cmosportzone.com this weekend as well. So a really good one to watch from last night. We brought it to you live last night, and you'll certainly want to watch that replay if you didn't get to catch it last night. A good game throughout, tight game, and Dexter pulling it out in the end. And we probably haven't seen the last of these two teams. Might just see them in the county tournament coming up. So that'll be fun to see if that plays out later on here in just a few weeks in that Stoddard County tournament. And taking a look at some other games from last night. And we've got Bloomfield and Malden. Let's go with the camera one here. Bloomfield and Malden. Bloomfield with the win last night, a close win, 45-44, and Bloomfield pulling out that win last night. Bloomfield, they struggled over the past week. They suffered a loss last Friday night to East Prairie, and again earlier in the week to Dexter, and they've kind of been on a slide since that Christmas tournament. They come away with third place, but got a big win last night over Malden. That's a big win for the Bloomfield Wildcats, and Malden coming off a loss earlier in the week to Zenith Hornersville, and what a classic that was. We'll talk about that a little later. But Bloomfield getting a nice win over Malden in a low-scoring battle, which is kind of odd. If you look earlier in the week to Malden's win, which we'll talk about, went to 100 points with Zenith Hornersville. So a nice win for the Wildcats last night. And moving on to the next one, we got Zalma over Oak Ridge, 67-35. Zalma getting that win over Oak Ridge last night. Also, we've got Woodland over Meadow Heights, 68-37. Woodland with a nice victory last night. Also, we have Park Hill Central over Farmington, 71-64. And Clarkton over Gideon in the Tri-County Conference, 66-55. And Clarkton getting a nice conference win last night. They've got two conference wins this week. Earlier in the week over Risco, and a game we brought to you Tuesday night. Clarkton over Risco, and Clarkton got a win last night over Gideon, 66-55. Gideon beat Clarkton pretty handily earlier in the year, and Gideon looking really good so far this year. So it's going to be a nice Tri-County Conference tournament down in Cooter here in a few weeks. And Clarkton looking really good this week with two conference victories in that Tri-County Conference. And also Clearwater over Van Buren, 71-53. Portageville over South Pemiscot, 44-41. Portageville coming up with some nice victories here in the last week. They got a victory earlier in the week over Scott City. They defeated Scott City. That was Monday night. We brought that live to you Monday night from Portageville, and they got a nice victory in the conference last night over South Pemiscot, 44-41. And Poplar Bluff over Twin Rivers, pretty handily, 85-53 for the Poplar Bluff Mules. And also Oran over St. Vincent, 60-29. Cooter over Delta C7, 76-66. And New Madrid County Central over Cape Central, and that's in the SEMO Conference, and 86-63. I'm not sure if it was actually that was the score, but it was Neumatic County Central over Cape Central last night in the SEMO Conference. Also, we've got Donovan over Naylor, 64-61 out west. And Kelly over Chaffee, 44-30. Neelyville over Holcomb, 65-39. Win for the Neelyville Tigers. Also, we've got Hayti over Crothersville down in the Boot Hill Conference, 79-70. Nice victory for the Hayti Indians in that Pemiscot County matchup. Also, Jackson over Sikeston in the SEMO Conference. Big game in the SEMO Conference, 63-51. The Jackson Indians over the Sikeston Bulldogs. And moving on to some other games, we've got, that's the correct score for Neumatic County Central and Cape Central, 68-63. 68-63, Neumatic over Cape Central. And for girls basketball, down in the Scott, Mississippi Conference Tournament, it was Charleston defeating Chaffee in those finals. In the finals, 59-57. Charleston winning that conference tournament. And in the third place game, it's Kelly over Oran, 52-40. Kelly coming away with third place in that conference tournament. And in other girls' games from Thursday night, a big game of the week, Neelyville edged past Dexter, 59-57. That's a rematch of the, I think it was Lady Royals Christmas Tournament Championship at Twin Rivers. Neelyville defeated Dexter in that Christmas Tournament Championship and did once again Thursday night over in Neelyville, 59-57. Dexter was up late, and Neelyville come back in the last moments of that game to win 59-57. So, big win for the Neelyville Lady Tigers, edging past the Dexter Lady Bearcats. And other girls' games from Thursday night, Sikeston over Notre Dame, 47-29. And also some other girls' games, Jackson over Cape Central, 54-15. No problem for the Jackson Lady Indians Thursday night. And that's all the games to recap from the last few days, and a busy Thursday and Friday night in basketball for both boys and girls, and very impressive performances this week. Has had some big performances, which we'll touch on. We want to go back to Tuesday night, and what a game that was down in Malden between Zenith Hornersville and the Malden Green Wave, and I believe that was a 109-105 double overtime victory for Zenith Hornersville. Zenith Hornersville getting that victory over Malden Tuesday night, and what a couple performances by Cortez Dobbins and Victor Dukes. And we got our fan interaction here on SEMO Sports Talk on SEMOSportZone.com, and this is from the Frozen One, and this is a quote: "Amazing performance from Victor Dukes Tuesday night, 56 points in his first game his first game, and Dobbins not too shabby either with 67, and not at all. The Cortez Dobbins scoring 67 for the Malden Green Wave, and Victor Dukes, the talent that's transferred in from Jonesboro, Arkansas, to Zenith Hornersville in his first game with the Lions of Zenith Hornersville, scored 56. So what a game that was there in Malden Tuesday night, scoring over 100 points for each team. And bringing up the fan interaction once again, you can go to SEMOSportZone.com and you can click on the forum link, and that's SEMO Sports Talk. You can register for free and post on that forum. Go to the fan interaction portion of that site and register. And this is the Frozen One, one of our users on SEMO Sports Talk on SEMOSportZone.com. So go to SEMOSportZone.com and you can click on the fan interaction forum under the forum and put a post there, and we will put your post on the Sports Roundtable here each Saturday. So if you want to give a shout out to any teams out there anything of that sort, you can register and post online at SEMO Sports Talk on SEMOSportZone.com. That's our forum there at SEMOSportZone.com, and we'll post we'll show your post right here on the Sports Roundtable each Saturday. So go ahead and give some shout-outs there on the forum on SEMOSportZone.com. And we're going to take another break and be back with some rankings. We got some rankings to touch on for the state of Missouri, and we'll be back with those coming up.
What is your emergency? Need assistance at County Road 61 and Highway 9. Help is on its way.
Clear! There's a better way to jumpstart your soil back to health. Apply Endzone to protect and increase nitrogen efficiency without killing bacteria. Apply Prevent to increase phosphorus availability and reduce fixation. Better yet, use them both to get more from your fertilizer investment and see higher potential yields. Ag Explorer, your prescription for healthy soil.
Welcome to NFL Total Access,
the show that takes you inside the locker room and down on the field. With inside access to all 32 teams all year long. NFL Total Access, Monday through Saturday, only on NFL Network.
NFL Network, where football season never ends.
And we're going to touch on the Stoddard County tournament seeds. I had the seeding meeting this morning, and here are the seeds for the varsity tournament. As we touched on earlier, Bernie is the top seed, and they will take on Richland, the 8th seed in the first round. The second seed, the Woodland Cardinals, they'll take on the 7th seed Bell City Cubs. The third seed, Dexter Bearcats, will take on the 6th seed Puxco Indians. And the 4th seed, Advance Hornets, will take on the 5th seed Bloomfield Wildcats. And that's your Stoddard County Activity Association varsity tournament seeds and first round matchups for the varsity. And this the tournament's going to be in Bloomfield this year. It gets underway in just a few weeks up in Bloomfield. And on the JV side, only 6 teams in the tournament, so the top 2 teams will have byes. That's Bloomfield with the 1 seed and Dexter with the 2 seed. Both those teams with first round byes. And in the quarterfinal first-round matchups, it'll be the 3rd seed Bernie Mules taking on the 6th seed Puxco Indians, and the 4th seed Woodland Cardinals taking on the 5th seed Advance Hornets. And those are your first-round matchups on the JV side. So Bernie and Dexter already with byes in the semifinals of the JV tournament. So those are your matchups for the varsity and JV tournaments for the Stoddard County Conference Tournament in Bloomfield. And we're going to carry the final night. It's 4 games of the final night right here on YHC Channel 21 and SEMOSportZone.com. And that'll be the the third place and finals for both JV and varsity. So 4 total games of the final night of that Stoddard County Tournament. So look forward to that coming up right here on YHC. And let's now take a look at some state rankings for the state of Missouri. And starting with Class 1 for boys, Medville had an undefeated 11-0 coming into this week. Doesn't reflect this week's games, but 11-0 to start this week. Number 1 in the state in Class 1. 2 Stanberry, 3 Leeton, 4 Hardin Central, 5 South Iron, 6 Glasgow, 7 Community, 8 Novinger, 9 Walnut Grove, and 10 Winston. Moving on to Class 2, Crane at number 1, 2 Osceola, 3 Gainesville, 4 Iberia, 5 Salisbury, 6 Hartville, 7 Scott County Central Braves. The 8th ranked is Sacred Heart, 9 Bernie, and 10 Mid-Buchanan. So we got a few Southeast Missouri schools in that top 10 this week. Scott County Central at number 7 and Bernie at number 9. And in Class 3, Tolton Catholic on top at number 1, 2 Barstow, 3 Stratford, 4 Cardinal Ritter, 5, the New Madrid County Central Eagles. Number 6, O'Hara. 7, Lafayette County. 8, Madison Prep. 9, Park Hills Central. And 10, California. And 2 Southeast Missouri teams there with New Madrid at number 5 and Park Hills Central at number 9. And moving on to Class 4, Jeff City Helias at number 1, 2 Lafayette, 3 Lincoln Prep, 4 Rolla, 5 St. Charles, 6 Moberly, 7 Westminster Academy, 8 Cape Central, 9 Pacific, and 10 Parkway West. So Cape Central in that top 10 at number 8 for this week. And moving on to Class 5, Chaminade at number 1, 2 Webster Groves, 3 Blue Springs South, 4 Waynesville, 5 Hazelwood Central, 6 Kickapoo, 7 Fort Zumwalt South, 8 Nixa, 9 McClure North, and 10 Christian Brothers College Prep. And those are the state rankings, classes 1 through 5 for the state of Missouri. And we got quite a few Southeast Missouri teams in there, especially classes 1 through 4. Only Jackson and Poplar Bluff playing Class 5 here in Southeast Missouri. So I'm kind of surprised that Jackson hasn't cracked that top 10 here lately. Got quite a team there at Jackson. They're going to be making a run in that Class 5 state tournament, I would assume, this year with the team they've got. So, Poplar Bluff's going to have something to say about that, too. They're going to be 2 of the top teams in that district come Class 5 District 1 tournament time by the end of the year. So, one of those 2 teams, I think, is going to come out of that district and make a run in that Class 5 state tournament. But some very good teams this year. You're seeing Cape Central in the top 10 in Class 4, Park Hills Central and New Madrid in Class 3, Bernie and Scott County Central in Class 2. Not really any teams in Class 1 yet. We might get some teams to crack into that Class 1 top 10 this year. So we'll see how that plays out. But got some very good teams that are competing across the state, or will be. I think by the end of the season we'll be competing in the state tournament this year. And moving on to the girls' state rankings, starting out with Class 1, Walnut Grove, an undefeated 13-0 coming into this week. 2, Drexel, 3, Mercer, 4, Scumbia, 5, Jefferson, 6, Lynn County, 7, Norborn, 8, North Harrison, 9, South Holt, and 10, North Andrew. And in Class 2, Crane at number 1, 2, North Platte, 3, Skyline, 4, Tipton, 5, Gainesville, 6, Archie, 7, Harrisburg, 8, Neelyville Lady Tigers at number 8, 9, Plato, and 10, Schuyler County. So Neelyville Lady Tigers in the top 10 at number 8 this week. And in Class 3, St. James at number 1, an undefeated 12-0 coming into this week. 2, Saxony Lutheran at number 2 for this week. 3, Boonville, 4, Fatima, 5, Park Hills Central, 6, Chillicothe, 7, Stockton, 8, Cameron, 9, Licking, and 10, St. Pius of Kansas City. And Saxony Lutheran and Park Hills Central, they're in the top 5 in Class 3 from Southeast Missouri. And in Class 4, Incarnate Word at number 1, 2, Bolivar, 3, it's Country Day, Mary Institute of Country Day Schools, 4, St. Francis Borgia, 5, West Plains, 6, St. Charles, 7, Hillcrest, 8, Benton, 9, Smithville, and 10, Buffalo. And in Class 5, Rockbridge at number 1, 2, Kickapoo, 3, Kirkwood, 4, Hickman, 5, Hazelwood Central, 6, Parkway North, 7, Republic, 8, William Chrisman, 9, Washington, 10, Fort Zumwalt West. And those are your rankings for girls basketball state rankings for this week. So notable teams in there: Neelyville at number 8 in Class 2, having a strong season this year. They've had a strong season in the past, but this might be their year to make a run in their state tournament. Neelyville with a strong year. Class 3, Saxony Lutheran looking really good at number 2, and Park Hills Central at number 5. They're in Class 3, and very strong teams throughout Class 2 and 3 this year. So he's seeing looking, especially at Saxony Lutheran. They're probably the top girls team here in Southeast Missouri so far this year. They've had quite a dominant run throughout their competition so far this year, and they're looking really good so far. And Class 2, Neelyville's had some really good wins in Class 2, and I'm kind of surprised Naylor hasn't cracked that top 10 in Class 1. They've had a really good year, especially for a Class 1 school. They've got some pretty nice wins. Might see them crack that top 10 in the Class 1 rankings by the end of this year. And we're going to take one more break, and we've got a nice little story to report on here in just a moment. Also, we're going to talk about what's happening this weekend in college basketball and pro football. Coming up next.
Deposit your check here or here or even there. Deposit your check wherever you are with First Midwest Bank's new mobile deposit. Just tap, snap, deposit. It's that simple. New mobile deposit from First Midwest Bank, serving the communities we call home.
And welcome back, and we're going to touch on a nice little story we've got here for you, and we got a picture to show, and this is young Ashton Jacobs. And if you know Tommy Jacobs that helped us out with our broadcasts, I believe this is his, trying to get this right, maybe his great-nephew. I think this is his great-nephew. I know it's his nephew's son. I got that right anyways. But this is Ashton Jacobs, and his picture with North Carolina coach Roy Williams last night. Roy Williams was in the St. Louis area to watch some high school basketball last night, and just happened to run into him and get a nice picture with the Hall of Fame coach Roy Williams. Ashton Jacobs getting his picture taken with Roy Williams, and that's a nice one right there. Nice story for a young kid to come across Roy Williams, one of the top coaches in the college basketball scene. And he was in St. Louis for the evening to watch some high school basketball, and I think they're going to see Tatum, the big talent in St. Louis, Tatum up there, and Ashton Jacobs got his picture taken with North Carolina basketball coach Roy Williams. So we wanted to show that. Tommy Jacobs always helps us out here, and he had a nice photo to share, and wanted to share it with everybody out there. It's
Clyde's grandson too.
Yeah, and it's Clyde Jacobs' grandson. Tommy's brother Clyde that helps us out as well here on YHC. It's his grandson, so wanted to show that, and it's a neat story getting to run into Roy Williams last night in St. Louis. So a good story there for young Ashton Jacobs. And let's touch on what's happening this weekend in college basketball. Now that college football's wrapped up and Ohio State run away with that national championship, it's time to focus on college basketball for the rest of the way. And Saturday's games today: 9th-ranked Kansas at 11th-ranked Iowa State in the Big 12 Conference. Ole Miss at 19th-ranked Arkansas in the SEC. 4th-ranked Duke at 6th-ranked Louisville. That's an out-of-conference game for both of those schools. Actually, is Louisville in the ACC now? Man, I can't keep up with these conference realignments anymore. Anyway, either way, Duke taking on Louisville today in Louisville, Kentucky. And Duke's had a rough week. They've lost to North Carolina State on the road, an unranked team, and also Miami at home earlier this week. They lost to Miami, an unranked team, snapping, I believe, their 42-game home winning streak. So the Duke Blue Devils having a rough week. They'll certainly try to get back on track, but it's not going to be an easy task taking on the 6th-ranked Louisville Cardinals on the road. So they got a tough one for today. And Miami takes on 12th-ranked Notre Dame at Notre Dame. Top-ranked Kentucky at Alabama, and Kentucky's had some scares here in the last week. They had a tough one with Texas A&M and also Ole Miss. So Kentucky, many expecting to have an undefeated season. They've had some scares here lately, and I wouldn't put it past Alabama to give them a tough run on the road in Alabama for today. 12th ranked West Virginia, 20th ranked Texas in the the Big 12. 8th ranked Utah at 10th ranked Arizona in the Pac-12. 24th ranked Oklahoma State at 18th ranked Oklahoma in the Big 12. Tennessee at Missouri in the SEC. And our local teams, Tennessee Tech's at SEMO today, and Texas State is at Arkansas State in Jonesboro. So those college basketball games taking place today, across the college basketball landscape. So now to divert the attention to college basketball for the rest of the way. And in pro football this weekend, the NFL playoffs, we've got conference championship matchups starting Sunday. And Sunday at 2 o'clock is the Packers at the Seahawks, the defending world champion, back in the NFC Championship, taking on the Green Bay Packers. That'll be at 2 o'clock on Fox. And the Seahawks are looking as strong as they ever did last year. They had a kind of a slow start, and boy, they've come on strong. Finished the year 12-4. That defense has come around to being as dominant as any defense in the league, probably the most dominant. And that offense is looking really good too, putting points on the board, and led by Russell Wilson, that offensive attack. And it's going to be a tough task for the Packers. This was the the opening game of the season, a Thursday night opening game of the year, and the Packers, the Packers got it handed to them 36-16 in that opener in Seattle. And the Packers have come away a long way since then. They're playing a lot better across the season. But Aaron Rodgers with that either strained or torn calf muscle, that left calf muscle, certainly not up to full strength is Aaron Rodgers. He's not being able to be as mobile as he is at full strength, so it's certainly not the team to go up against. And when you're immobile as he is, we'll see how it plays out. It's going to take quite an effort for the Packers to knock off the Seahawks on the road in Seattle. And for the AFC Championship, the Colts at the Patriots, and that'll follow the NFC Championship Sunday at 5:40 on CBS. And the Patriots back in the AFC Championship game this year, and the Indianapolis Colts made it to the AFC Championship by knocking off the Denver Broncos last week. So many expect the Broncos to be back in the championship this year, but the Colts had a nice road victory over the Broncos, and the Andrew Luck-led Indianapolis Colts trying to pull off quite the upset over the New England Patriots, and they're more than a touchdown favorite to win this game. The Patriots are, and the Colts have not had hardly any success against the Patriots. The last three contests, they've played them 3 times over the past 2 seasons, twice last year and once this year in the regular season, and the game hasn't been within 21 points for the Colts. They've had 21-plus point deficits in every game that they've played, including a 43-22 loss this season at home in Indianapolis. Certainly not many expecting the Colts to go into New England to knock off the Patriots this weekend. And, the only benefit of maybe taking those losses is maybe you learn something after 3 losses about what not to do, and then maybe a better game plan for the next time. That's the only thing you can maybe think of that might be beneficial of taking those losses. So maybe they figure out what not to do in this AFC Championship game. But with Andrew Luck, if he gets hot hitting his receivers, and if the defense can come up with a few stops, it's going to be a game. But Patriots certainly going to be the favorite to move on to the Super Bowl in Phoenix, Arizona, come February 3rd. So got some nice conference championships taking place Sunday afternoon. And after this weekend, the Super Bowl will be set for Super Bowl 49 in Phoenix, Arizona, come February 3rd. And that's pretty much all we've got for your Sports Zone for today. Before we go, I want to remind you of the fan interaction right here on the Sports Roundtable. You can go to SemoSportsZone.com and register for that forum, SEMO Sports Talk, on SemoSportsZone.com. Go to our forum. It's free to register, and you can post about anything, any sports, And there's a fan interaction section on that forum, and you can post there, as the Frozen one has this past week, talking about Victor Dukes and Cortez Dobbins in this earlier matchup, and he threw a post out there, and we put it right here on the Sports Roundtable. So if you got any shout-outs or want to get involved in our discussion right here on the Roundtable, you can post right there on the fan interaction part of Seymour Sports Talk, which is on SeymourSportsZone.com. So register and post today, and we'll include your post right here on the Sports Roundtable. And that's all we've got for you today, and we appreciate you for tuning in as always, and we'll look forward to seeing you right back here with us next week on another Roundtable. And we thank Josh Dowdy for being in with us today, the Dexter boys basketball coach, talking about their victory last night and also their season going forward. And we'll look to have more guests on the show going forward as well. So be sure to tune in each Saturday live at 10 a.m. right here on the Roundtable. Replays at 4 and 8:30 on Saturdays and throughout the week. And you can also catch it uploaded at SeymourSportsZone.com. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time. And until then, I'm Tyler Wagner. Have yourself a nice week. Take care, everyone.